Help.
Well, I know the executive chef here, so I thought maybe I'd try to talk to that busboy.
You should stay out of this.
What if Primo is lying?
Look, you're not a detective. You're not even a reporter. You're a chef.
Somebody is stalking me. They broke into my house. They tried to sabotage my restaurant.
I said I would look into it.
No, you said you were going to keep an eye on Primo, which sounds a lot like I'll call you.
Yeah, you know what, man? Every now and then it's a perfect storm when it comes to TV. One of my favorite channels is Hallmark. Hallmark movies and mysteries. I love Hallmark, period.
Really? Yes, really.
For
it's
real?
Disgusting.
Are you kidding?
Because he comes in talking hip hop, and then it's like I was watching Hallmark last night. It's like, oh my gosh, Sway.
Oh, man, I gotta tell you, man, Hallmark reminds me of when I was growing up watching The Courtship of Eddie's Father.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
There you
okay,
go.
you raise your hand, right?
Yep.
I used to watch Alice. Anybody used to watch that?
Alice, yeah.
One day at a time.
Uh-huh.
All those type
Yep.
of movies,
Yeah,
right? That on
sitcoms,
sitcoms that they
Yeah.
did, and the way I used to feel when I would watch The Jeffersons
Yeah.
is how I feel when I watch sometimes Hallmark movies and series. And so when I saw Here's the Perfect Storm, you got Holly Robinson Peete, who's been on this show numerous amounts of times, and she did First Aid with Kelly Kincaid, and we talked about autism, and we got such a big response from that. Who's starring in this movie? Rick Fox, who is just somebody that every time I've met this dude, even before he probably even knew who I was, it feel like I've known him for years because he makes you feel like a friend.
Yeah.
And then DB, run down some of their accolades too.
Well, Holly's been here before, like you were saying, and of course 21 Jump Street and Hanging with Mr. Cooper. They're doing another 21 Jump Street, by the way. I don't know if you heard about that, supposedly.
I got to get my cameo in that again. Let me call my agent after we leave.
Gotta get
that one.
Definitely got to get that. And then you even did reality TV at one point for Pete's sake. You've done a lot of activism work and things in your community. Rick Fox, I was just thinking the other day, I was talking to him now. I thought He Got Game was his first movie, but it wasn't. It was Blue Chips.
Blue Chips, yeah.
Yeah,
Blue
and so
Chips.
we had Mila Jovovich here the other day, who also starred in He Got Game. So we were
sure
talking
did.
about that. You've done a lot of movies since, and then you've also gotten to the gaming world. You have your own teams and things like that. So I mean,
professional
you've
esports.
been making a lot of moves as well. And now we got you guys together for Morning Show Mysteries, done by our good friend Al Roker.
Al
Holly
Roker.
Robinson Peete and Rick Fox are here.
Woo, woo, woo!
They were just amazed by Oswin Benjamin.
Blown away.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go home and tell my kids I was anointed in here because the substance.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just looking for more substance in the music my kids are listening to. You know,
Absolutely.
I'm okay with the mumbling thing, but I just need to hear some things that are world changing. There's so much going on in the world right now. I just want to hear in hip hop some things that meaningful themes. You know, I miss that.
There's nothing wrong with that. You're part of the hip hop generation. So
Yeah.
people might argue, well, what do you know? You a mom,
Oh,
you
yeah.
got kids. Nah, you was here,
Yeah.
since it started, we all were here,
Right, yeah.
early on when it started beginning. So we have an affinity for the culture, and we've seen how it get really, all of our stories have been uplifted in this room because it is culture. So you
Right.
see what it can do for the
That's
people.
right.
Well, I'm grateful that you pulled us in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I think that was a moment when you guys gave a standing ovation. We were already standing, and we could feel the energy in the room.
Yeah.
We could see this was something different. Just having been in for 30 seconds, but to hear the response from you guys.
Well, you were
it's
like
special.
standing in the
Yeah,
hallway
I was-
taking pictures. I'm like, is that Rick Fox trying to take a picture inside the studio? Oswald Benjamin, like, yeah, that's so
Well,
amazing.
he was
brought him
just
in.
he was so posted
Yeah.
up,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
I've seen greatness from obviously up close in my life, and there was just an energy through the glass that it just grabbed me.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to know what it was, and so I'm grateful that you pulled us in because then we could feel it from
Feel
in
it,
here with
yeah.
you guys. And,
Rick said I'm getting my picture with him now.
You did do
for
that. I saw
real.
that. You move people
For
out the way,
real,
Rick. I
yeah.
thought that was a little aggressive. But,
Hey,
He
man.
can be like that.
Yeah, you did. I like it. Like
It's that
you was
old
a-
NBA,
Posted up
boxing
the
out.
key like it. What is Rick doing, man?
Years of training for that.
Yeah, man. This morning show mysteries. It's Sunday, April. That's this Sunday. At 9 p.m. What is this about?
So Morning Show Mysteries are based on novels written by Al Roker. He wrote 3 novels called Morning Show Murders, and they were loosely based on him. It's about a talk show host / chef, and there's a murder that happens in this morning show environment. And so when he initially was going to pitch this to Hallmark Channel, it was based on a guy named Billy Blessings. So Hallmark Channel said, would you mind changing it to a woman? And so the Y became an IE, and then Billy Blessings became me, and then they brought Rick in. Now Rick plays Ian Jackson. He's a detective who is trying to solve murders, but Billy keeps getting in his way.
Okay.
She's a little smarter than me.
Yeah.
She keeps beating me to the punch.
Okay. Yeah. Is she truly smarter than you?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know. This guy, he's making moves, so he surprises me with all the things he's got going. But the cool thing about Morning Show Mysteries is it's a murder mystery wheel.
Yes.
So this is basically our
This
is our fifth one,
Uh-huh.
and we're gonna do 3 of them are gonna air in April. So every Sunday in April, starting this Sunday, Must Solve Sundays, and Hallmark Movies and Mysteries has this thing going, and we love working together. So this is a lot of fun for us.
Is it?
It's a lot of joy.
Yeah.
I mean, we worked together in 2006, I think it was, on Love Inc. A sitcom was the first time we worked together. Got to know the families, got to know each other. And then I got the call, I think it was in November a couple of years back, and it was around the Christmas holidays time, right before, and it was just an opportunity to be in the movie. I said, who's starring in it? And they said, Holly Robinson Peete. I said, oh, that's an easy. I'm in. And it's been, I mean, one turned into 5, and now we're heading to make 3 more. So it's been a joy getting to know her and the family even better.
Yeah. Rodney on the set, like, is your husband on the set?
He came up every now and
Yeah,
then.
good. He got to keep Rick in check. You know what that is? I'm showing up to the set too. I know y'all friends, but I'm just showing up. I'm having my presence.
just a random drop in,
random
right?
drop
Oh, hey, babe, I was in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
You know, hey, how's everything good? Rick, anything good? Everything good? Good? I get that. You know, and this is something you guys obviously don't have to do. No. You know, but how do you choose to pick roles now? Because it seems like it's extremely fun to play these roles.
I would say for me, it was simply who you work with, who you have to go to work with. And we shoot these movies in 20 days. It's quick, so it's grueling. And you got to be able to laugh and go through the hiccups of making a movie and be flexible with the stress that comes with it. And so when you know you have a friend that you can work with and they can roll with you, and then you get a cast and crew that actually start to develop some chemistry, then it's like home. It's like being on a sitcom. It's like being on a television series. Really, we're just making a movie every time we do it.
Rick is so prepared, you guys. You know, people think, oh, he's an ex-athlete, he's ex-jock. He just comes in, and he's cute, and he just does the lines. He knows all the lines. He knows my lines. He knows everyone. And he knows everybody's lines, because after we do these 15-hour days, he'll go home and work with a coach, an acting coach.
Really?
I go home and have a glass of wine and run around my apartment with no kids, because we shoot in Vancouver, British Columbia. So it's like 3 hard weeks up in Canada. And
it's like going to the gym after practice, getting a few extra shots.
So he got that work ethic, you know. I don't have that.
You don't have?
No,
you
you
do.
Holly.
Don't do that, Holly. You do.
Nah, don't
I
do
mean,
that.
not that late night work ethic. You know, come off of work and you work that long day. I just want to get in the bath and drink a glass of wine. That's all I want to do.
Where was it, Kelly, that we bumped into Holly Peete? Super Bowl. It was a Super Bowl. We bumped into Holly Robinson Peete. We was on a flight with Rick.
Yeah.
And we bumped into.
We cross paths occasionally,
we
man.
always
It's
cross
always good to
paths.
see each other.
But I bumped into you. We was in a park. What city was that in? And it was a parking lot that they. Phoenix? Was it in Phoenix?
We always do Holly Rod Foundation events at Super Bowl, so that's probably
That's
where
why we saw.
Yeah,
Okay, and immediately I thought you were there for the Super Bowl, and you started telling me about the event. And when you walked away, I was like, "No, that's a workaholic."
This woman is amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. I don't know how she does it, but not only does she balance an amazing family and a career where she's an activist in autism awareness, but also obviously her acting career has been well documented. So you're speaking the truth.
See
right
why
there.
I like working with Rick?
Yeah, you got him.
Not only is he pretty,
Yeah.
but he just gives you that little lift that
Yeah.
you need in the morning at 4 a.m. when you got them 4 a.m. call
Yeah,
times.
those are early.
So no, he's awesome. We obviously enjoy each other, and we really love doing this project.
Wow, that's what, man. Rick Fox is here, ladies and gentlemen. Holly Robinson Peete is here.
I have 2 questions for Holly and Rick. Holly first. We all know, since you just a friend of the show and we follow your career, we know that you are a person of faith. Do you pick roles and jobs based on your faith, or if they didn't kind of go along with your faith, would you just sort of turn it down?
That's a good question. I usually pick roles because it's something that works for me, for my family. My family is first. They're number one. So I have 4 kids and a special needs son, and so I have to be able to be home. I don't do a lot of films. My kids are always like, Mom, go do a film. I can't be away for 3-4 months. I just don't feel comfortable doing that. I usually pick roles based on what works for me. I have a foundation. I'm raising kids. So these kind of movies are really good. I can get in, I can get out. I have, great co-star, a great team, and it's just very turnkey for me. That's usually how I pick roles. There are certain things I'll go to Rodney and go, okay, this role, I just got recently offered one, and it was a film. It was a small part, but it was so graphic, but it was hilarious. And I knew I could probably do it, but I took it to Rodney, and he read it. He goes, I don't know, because, just your brand, what you built all this time, maybe that's not the right look for you. So we just made a little home movie instead.
Hello.
Ow.
Better get it off your cloud. Better take that off your cloud.
Well, I'm glad.
About to go viral.
Kim Kardashian.
Hey, watch out.
Well, I'm glad Holly mentioned home because, Rick, that's sort of leading to my question for you with home and sports, obviously. We've been talking about the Lakers for the past 24 hours because we cannot believe everything that's going on. You are a former player. You're still active, involved in the league. What's your take on all of this stuff that's happening? Like, in particular, Magic Johnson, who's a friend of the show. We love him here. But to watch someone with this legacy, he is one of the greatest players of all time, an ambassador for the league. And then it seems like every time he steps into sort of like the executive role and trying to do things, he sort of has to take a step back. And then you see these players sort of stepping up, which is a good thing because you're a former player. You understand when they want to sort of have their own and they're taking the league into their own hands. How does a person find balance in all this? And what's the temperature of the league with this happening?
The league is, I think, in a great place when it comes to the talent and the skills of our players, the level with which they've risen in their own individual competence, but also I think the entertainment value is at an all-time high. It's hard when you have a generation like Magic and me that came behind Magic, but that the game was played a certain way. It was played differently. We expressed ourselves in a style that is not today's game. We were not Magic in a lot of ways has been an example of an individual that has taken his basketball career and turned it into a lifetime business where he's been able to grow his brand, become a businessman, and really influence a lot of the men behind him. A lot of these men like LeBron and Dwayne Wade and Chris Paul and Carmelo Anthony, the 4 of those guys I just saw here at the Nets game the other night for the last game. They look up to an individual like Magic because he has staying power. He's had staying power in his life, and he has not just been known as a basketball player. So this generation, as you speak to, this group of men now in the NBA are starting that phase of their life earlier. They're having a greater voice. They're having a voice. They're having an understanding of where they want to go beyond basketball. They're not having life affect them. They're affecting life. They're not letting the game and the individuals around them, whether it's the owners, whether it's the coach, they're not taking it in. They're actually reacting to it and responding to it. Some of them in a very sharp and in professional manner. Others are finding their way through that. But I personally am inspired by this generation of athlete. I really am. They stand for something. They have a voice. They know where they want to go. They know their impact on the world. And it's just, I think, a little shocking for maybe our generation. And the generation that grew up with an athlete that was submissive and not as vocal and didn't know their power to change the world. Now, technology is added to that. Social media has given the athlete more power, but I believe that that's a good thing.
Yeah, building schools and everything.
Yeah, you know your power, you can make an impact and you make change.
So I didn't understand. What did Magic say his reasons were for stepping down? Do you think it's to let in this new generation you're speaking about? LeBron's there now. Might be a whole new mindset on how to run the team, or
Holly probably spoke to Magic a lot.
Okay, Holly.
More recent than I did. I don't mean to put you out there like that. You're like
Holly. So what did he say?
Rick Fox with the assist.
I'm gonna kill you, Rick.
So isn't that to kind of make? Do you think, just from your assessment, to make room for this new generation, not to get in the way of the Lakers' legacy?
Yeah. Well, we're very close. Irvin and Rodney, and we're Magic and Cookie. His son was the ring bearer in our wedding. We go way, way back. And so I just called, checked on him, just make sure he was okay. I just think that the game, as Rick said, is changing, and the energy is changing. And I think the environment might have been a little, I want to see convoluted. And then so someone like Irvin, who's very methodical, he deals with someone. If you say something to me, that's what it is. And then have to worry about 18 other people back here and this player's people. And I just think it just got overwhelming. And I think he looked up and was like, I need to be able to be in a space in my life where I'm not being attacked and having fun and feeling good about this. So there may be more to it than that. I don't know. But I just think in the end that it was a life's too short situation.
Holly for the score.
Yeah, he also made a comment. He said he wants to go back to being himself again because he's always been a very celebratory person. He wanted to congratulate Russell Westbrook on his 2020.
Yeah.
He couldn't do that because they said that was tampering. He wanted to congratulate Giannis on a good game.
And
they
his
said that was
philanthropy. I think he misses that too. I
Yeah.
mean, even for Holly Rod Foundation, we just opened the RJ's Place, which is going to help young people with autism trained to get jobs. Like our son RJ is working for the Dodgers. We're going to help get that for other people in the autism community. And we wouldn't be able to open this place if it wasn't for the large amount of money that he donated to us. So I think he wants to get back in that space again.
How old is RJ now?
He's 21.
RJ is 21?
Yeah.
Oh,
The twins are 21. They was just on the cover of Ebony just yesterday, and now they're 21. I know.
Wow.
And so he's working for the Dodgers. This is a kid that they said would never do anything, and then now he's got this job. They said he would never work, and not only is he working, but he's got 2 National League pennant rings, so with his name on it. So it's pretty dope.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So we want that for everyone. It's not just about our kid.
Yeah. Right.
We want that for all people in the autism community. They could be your best worker. So we've teamed up with Microsoft and Outback Steakhouse and a bunch of other compassionate corporations to hire them. We just got to give them the little training and the little ones and twos. So that's what RJ's Place is going to be in LA.
That's what's up, man. Holly Robinson, Peete, Rick Fox.
Speaking of being parents, you guys both have in common. You have a parent who was in the industry. Your mom was an Olympian, and you guys were in that unique position of coming from parents' shadows, but to now being parents who have kids, and now they're looked at like, oh, your dad's Rick Fox, your mom's Holly Robinson Peete. How do you navigate, that next generation of, passing the torch to them without putting too much pressure on them?
Yeah, the pressure is really heaped on them from the outside, right? As I know myself, I'm sure you and Rodney as well. Vanessa and I have let our kids find their way through their own passions as opposed to putting a passion of ours that we see for them on top of them. My son didn't go into the NBA. I call it family business. He didn't become an NBA basketball player. He's a video game designer and loves the esport industry. So here I find myself supporting his passion by getting involved with an esport organization, Echo Fox, and owning that thing. And then my daughter, she's grown up on Broadway, on stage with her mom, and concerts with her mom, and coming to the Staples Center. So she's an entertainment child. So she really is following that entertainment bug that we both have, and is in school at the Dodge Film School at Chapman University. So she's creating her own way. She's now modeling. She modeled for Serena Williams, her clothing line, the S line, and I'm so proud of them, both of them. Yeah. But they're doing their own thing, and I just try to stay out of their way and just support them in whatever it is they're doing.
Can you book your daughter on our show?
Sure, yeah. She's running around at Coachella, I think, this weekend.
Did he just
representing.
stun on us? Did he just?
Yeah. No, of course. No. Meaning, like, I don't know her schedule. She tells me.
You know this.
I try to book her for dinner.
Yeah.
No, she's not that kind of kid. No, she would be honored to be here for sure. Are you kidding me? She'd love it.
Okay, well, let her know. Hey, those people Sway in the morning. Those folks.
Stop,
no, please.
Come on, now.
They love you.
She's a New Yorker.
Oh shit, she should be here.
Yeah, she's a New Yorker.
Can I just jump in on that? That's an excellent question, because my daughter's at Clive Davis School, NYU, and she's struggling to figure out her own identity, and is she Holly Robinson Peete's daughter? Is she, this, that, and the other? And it definitely is a slippery slope, because you want to help them, but you want them to find their own way. You don't want to be a snowplow mom. That's what I call that, when you just move all the problems out from in front of them. You need them to fail and learn. But it is definitely something interesting. And, you were talking about his mom, and my dad guy was Gordon on Sesame Street, and that was like some big shoes to
Yeah,
fill.
yeah, that's
right?
huge.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
50 years later, here I am still trying to kind of live up to that in some ways. So it's just something that we deal with.
Have you guys had Lion Babe in at all?
No.
Oh, you got to get.
Did we? No.
You got to get my stepdaughter
That's
in
what
here.
we're trying to do.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
No,
Right.
yeah.
You know
no,
somebody?
Look it up.
Yeah.
Can you look it up? We wanted to have her on.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit her right now.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah,
He committed.
I'm
It's
here
on
right now.
camera. It's
Yeah.
live on air, Rick.
She's an awesome artist. Boy, I love her.
Real incredible artist. Real quick, the esports industry. I remember going to the Barclays maybe a
Recently,
year
right?
ago,
Yeah.
2 years ago, and a friend of mine. We were interested in creating some things in that realm, and I was just doing some research, and I think they might have been playing Fortnite. I'm not sure what the tournament was, but the winning team would get $8 million.
Yeah, that was Dota. Yeah.
You remember? You know which one I'm talking about?
I sure do. That's Dota. The Dota championships. Esports is taking the mainstream by storm.
They're playing video games
Yeah, and
and winning $8 million.
And making it really bad for the moms. They're like, get off them video games. You ain't never gonna make no money like that.
Yeah, I'll give you a quick snap.
But
I'm a little
Uncle Rick
responsible.
said,
Yeah. I've become a bit of an issue for parents because I have championed this bridge between traditional sports and this generation that have grown up playing video games, having their technology on their phones, on their computers, not really apologizing for it. You tell them put down the controller and get out of the house. They'll say okay, and then they'll just get on their phone, right? And so you can't really police that as much. And they love playing their games to the point where they've mastered their skills. And now those skills have turned into an opportunity for a lot of these kids to get scholarships to college, to have careers as professional gamers where they make 6 and 7 figures. This industry is now starting to top viewership numbers like you would see in the NBA Finals. They surpassed that. The World Championships of League of Legends, which my team is a part of that league, they filled the 100,000 seat arena in China for the World Championships there. So this is billions of dollars of an industry that is now seeming to just landed on the shores of traditional sports and mainstream America, but it has been a global phenomenon for the last 7 to 8 years. So you'll hear more and more about it, and it is. Look, the owners, Stephen Curry's owner, and TSM, Magic, and Michael Jordan are in Liquid. Some of my owners in my organization are the Yankees, the Cardinals, Kevin Durant, Odell Beckham.
They all own teams.
They all are invested in these teams. So you'll see and hear more and more.
Can I send you my resume?
Yeah, no,
you sure?
Come on, man. I'm gonna send you some stuff.
Okay, send me some stuff.
Yeah.
You should bring some of your gamers up here, man.
Yeah, that would be good.
We've had folks up here. You know who Dimes is?
From
Dimes.
2K. He was the number one draft pick.
Come on,
I got
man.
on the plane coming here today, and the
like,
NBA,
Dimes?
the NBA Lakers 2K team got on the plane. They're playing tonight, and they just hit me to say you're gonna come to the game.
Yeah. Tell Dimes I said we talk a lot of crap.
right.
When Warriors in Cleveland were in the last finals, I'll text him up, and I don't get on a game with him though. Man, Rick, I want to thank you for coming by, bro.
Pleasure.
Love you, man. I
Thank you, Sway.
appreciate you.
It's an
I
honor to
really
be here.
do.
Thank you for letting us come in earlier.
Oh man, every time, man. I want to. I consider both you guys are friends. I want y'all to experience that Oswin Benjamin kid.
Oh, thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
Absolutely, Holly Robinson, Peete. It's always a pleasure to have you on this show. This is your show. You know this, right?
Thank you. I love you guys.
Okay, anytime you want to come back, come see us, okay?
Gang, boy.